สวัสดีค่ะ I'm เรวดี พัศนิรมัน and you're watching TAN Network on True Vision 78. We're here at the house and home of คุณชนกนาถภากรศิริวงศ์ or คุณหม่อน of Crave Bakery, and you are watching Business Frontier. สวัสดีค่ะคุณหม่อน
สวัสดีค่ะ
I actually add the word bakery to Crave. Now that's a little wrong.
Well, actually, according to the trade license, our name is Craving Crumbs.
Crave and crumbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now start first with what you're doing. Now this is one of the first shows that Business Frontier actually visits the home of a business owner, and especially someone who's not responsible for a mass scale production of something or other. So let's first tell our viewers a little bit about the brand Crave. What is it? Who are you?
Wow. I've been a chef for a long while. I've only been back for 2 years in Thailand, and I found that there's a lot of commercially baked products available, and then the gap leaps to hotels and haute cuisine. So there's so little in between. But in London, the home-baked bakeries are becoming quite popular because you want something that feels
Homemade.
homey. Because you've got a long day at work, you want to come back home and enjoy a piece of cake with a cup of coffee. You don't want praline mousse with 10 different types of chocolate ganache on top, or you don't want something that has loads of chemicals and preservatives in it. But
So you're talking about comfort food,
Yes.
even for desserts.
for desserts, and that's where Crave comes in. We try to bridge that gap because as you know yourself, I'm a busy woman. You don't have time to bake at home anymore.
I imagine that I would like to bake, but I never get around to it. But no, before we get into a little bit about, or a lot more about Crave, tell us a little bit, Kakunman, about your experience in the UK and your experience in the food industry, especially the desserts and the bakery world in the UK. How is it similar, or how is it different from we have here in Thailand? I mean, there are a lot of, speaking about commercially or processed bakery items, there are countless of those, correct? Mass produced. We see on TV how they actually churn butter in
Definitely.
big gallons.
Yes.
So that's one end of the spectrum.
Yep.
And then you have, of course, the posh Michelin star chef sort of bakery items. But you're saying that the gap in between in the UK is a lot more segmented than what we have here in Thailand.
You've got farmers market where people bring out their own home-baked products. The butter producers would bring cakes and loaves made with their own butter. You've got people with small orchards that bring their berries and berry crumbles. And then you've got people like Ottolenghi or the hummingbird, or even now we've got the Whole Foods market.
Why is there a, do they appreciate more when products are brought to consumers fresh and raw and untouched by machines and things?
It's not so much about the machines, it's about the personality of the product. If you think of it as something to be respected, and that's what I find. They respect food. They respect the ingredients and the labor put into the process of making the food. So they're willing to pay if it's a bit more expensive, but it's being made with love.
Is that different from what we have here in Thailand?
It is. Economically, I can understand why, because the lifestyle and the values and the standards of living is different. What I find over here is it's difficult to explain to customers that, well, no, we can't sell it cheaper because this is the time that we put into it, this is the ingredients that we source, and this is the quality of the outcome, because some people would say, oh, why so expensive?
First of all, how much is a cupcake made by Crave?
80 baht.
80 baht. Now, that's the same price for all sorts of cupcakes that you
Yes.
make. Okay. Now, with that said, comparing the sentiments, shall we say, towards
Okay.
food between what's happening in the UK and Thailand, but what else do we have in Thailand? Come on, we have food all the time on the
Yes.
street. So we have every kind of food imaginable, and we love to eat, Thai people. But don't you think that we already have, the market is already so saturated that another cupcake, homemade cupcake, will not actually make a dent into the market at all?
It is very saturated, but if you separate the Thai market into the street vendors,
It's a different market, correct?
it is a different market. And the commercially baked goods, and then to the high cuisine, completely different, completely different target customers. With Crave, we're targeting B+ to A customers, but they would be the ones that would not actually go for the more commercial taste. It's too perfect. This is what it is about Crave, is the imperfection that makes it homey.
Now, you did not hear that wrong. Kumon did actually say that the imperfection is actually the key to who
Yes.
Crave is.
It's like people's personality. We're not all perfect.
Oh, I like to think I am. But yeah, go on. So we're not all perfect. And you think that imperfection makes it right?
It feels right. And we must be getting something right, because most of our customers, actually 80% of them are expats. They say they couldn't find cake like this anywhere else.
Now, let me ask you this. I love desserts and I love good food. Now, I think you're right by saying that street vendors should be separated from the market, because when you look for something a little decadent, a little indulgence, then you wouldn't look on the street so much. You would actually look at something that looked good, tastes good, and you expect it to taste good. And usually people would go to hotel grade
Exactly.
items, and they look perfect. And most of
Yes.
the time they taste perfect.
Oh,
Why
yes.
wouldn't people go for that versus something that has a little imperfection but is homemade? Why?
It's the comfort feel. Hotel food are perfect. I would disagree that they taste perfect.
Sometimes they look really better than they taste, but yes.
Yes, but sometimes people want to feel they don't want something that looks inapproachable. This is comfort food. This is like mama makes. It's different to what you'd expect a Michelin star chef to turn out. But I'm sure you don't want to eat Michelin starred food every day. We've all got days that we want some
A simple meal, fish
simple
and chips.
meal, come and gai from the street vendors, or you want something a bit more, and then you go for something else, and then you've got those days that you want to feel really, really indulgent and go for tea at the Oriental. This is bridging the gap between the two.
Do you think there's a very fine balance between making it too simple and too homey and something that people crave to have?
It is. There is a distinction between that. For me, something that I crave to have is something readily available. It's got to feel scrumptious. It has to look yummy, not exactly beautiful. It's different.
Wow, look yummy and look beautiful. No, what's the difference? I think I get it, but
It's like when you see a piece of apple pie
okay.
and you see a piece of dressed up apple pie. Okay?
With a little piece, a piece of apple pie with the little crumbs falling off the edge and
Custard.
falling out. I
Maybe a
get it.
scoop of ice cream on top, and a dressed up apple pie with a beautifully canaled vanilla cream and raspberry coulis. Now that one looks beautiful, but this one is scrumptious.
I see, I see. Now, with that said, let's talk about what Crave actually produce. I shouldn't say produce, right? What do
Yes.
you make in terms of under the brand Crave?
Everything under the sun that's edible, of course. We've got the kiosk started off with cupcakes and brownies. But before that, it was mousse cakes, birthday cakes, 3D cakes. We've got character cakes, scones. Our chocolate fondant is really, really popular with the made-to-order clients. We've got fruit cakes at Christmas, and I mean real fruit cake with lots of alcohol
Yummy.
and
Right.
marzipan. We've got Christmas puddings.
So I have to say though, Kunman, they're not something that sounds foreign, or even they're not something that sounds unusual. They're something that cupcakes, brownies, and simple things, comfort food, as you
Exactly.
said. Okay.
My aim is actually to do simple things, do it well. Give customers really good service, use good ingredients, and be honest about it.
Now, apart from the fact that Crave defines itself as the maker of homemade with a real homey feel comfort bakery items, what else visually that you actually set yourself apart from other brands out there? You mentioned 3D cakes.
Oh
or
yes,
3D cupcakes.
we do handbag cakes. We've got, if you look on our Facebook page, we've got a man lying in a bath surrounded by leaves because he used to be a grower of something or other. What else have we got? We've got Power Rangers that's been ordered. So basically, talk to us. Give us, for a small birthday cake, 3-4 days. It will be done.
So you're talking about not only the taste of the cakes, but the design that you can create for the cakes as well.
Yes, that side is the design now. But when we look back at the kiosk, it's more about the taste. If you compare us to other cupcake bakeries out there, we've got 12 flavors of cupcakes all the time.
So those are the core flavors.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about Oreo, blueberry cheese pie, strawberry cheesecake, lemon meringue pie, creme brulee, chocolate. What else?
I usually
there's a
do this
lot.
to all the
Tiramisu.
CEOs and owners of businesses, make them list out whatever they have.
Yeah.
But when we talk about flavors of cupcakes, come on, are we talking about only the cream on top?
No, that's our difference.
See?
Because other cupcakes bakeries would have strawberry chocolate, vanilla,
Okay.
coffee, and then they've got pretty decorations. And Crave has simple decorations, a blob of cream, a blob of frosting, and our logo on top. That's it.
Right.
But we've got 12 flavors with fillings. The chocolate cake has really, really rich chocolate ganache, or what the Asian call nama chocolate, the fresh chocolate inside, and it's topped with chocolate mousse. So we don't use buttercream. What you see on this plate is actually cream cheese frosting, our own recipe.
So the difference between buttercream and cream cheese frosting,
Well-
they don't look different, but
Buttercream is made with butter and icing sugar.
with this,
This is cream cheese with a bit of marshmallows, butter.
are you giving out your secret recipe?
Well, you don't know the proportions yet.
Of course not, but we might. Kunmang, we've run out of time during the first segment of the show, but stay tuned on Business Frontier. When we come back, we'll ask Kunmang about the beginning of Crave, and also maybe get her to show us a little bit of her kitchen and give us tips on how to decorate these beautiful cupcakes as well. Stay tuned.